You said that you're friends, or you knew the Rosenbergs?
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about them and New York.
I went to City College with Julius Rosenberg. We also had mutual friends because my girlfriend's older sister was a friend of Rosenberg. So I met them and we hit it off. I was at their wedding. And I know what they were guilty of and what they were not guilty of. They were not guilty of the atom bomb thing because they couldn't have been. They would have been guilty of that, and so would I, if I knew how. I'm saying flat out. I think it would be marvelous for the Soviet Union to have that bomb at the same time. Deterrence would have started earlier. But he was not guilty of that. And nobody could be guilty of that, because the scientists said no single person could do that. What Julius was guilty of was he belonged to a group of young scientists, all of them communists at the time, who were trying to be useful as they could be to the Soviet Union. And they had come up with an idea which was revolutionary in aviation, which was what they call a variable pitch propeller. A propeller, the pitch of which you could change from the cockpit. Which if you had that, you could prevent a plane from stalling when it climbs or when it's descending too fast. They had it almost ready for production level. I don't know the degree. I knew they were working on it, because Julius told me about it. But he was not charged with that. He was charged with giving them the big thing, right? And I think that what they hoped to get out of it was a cooperation from the Rosenbergs to nail bigger fish. They offered him a deal, you know, just before they executed. You both know that.
You told me.
Yeah, it's a fact. They offered him a deal where she would get off with a minor sentence, he with a medium sentence. If they were given a list and said yes, 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 yes. Commie, 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 commie. And they refused to do that. Did you see the film, the Rosenberg thing? No, she tells that story very beautifully. She had to know. I remember when I talked to her, I told her, you should be proud of your grandparents. They also knew something else, that if either one of them yielded to that, the other couldn't live with them. It would ruin their relationship. They had a very good relationship, the two of them. Yeah.
Were you underground at the time of the trial?
Yes. The interesting thing is, if you had asked me about Julius when I knew him, before all this, I would say the following. Julius is a nice guy. He's dedicated. But if a policeman cracks his whip on the next block, Julius will start running. We thought him as a wimp, a weakling, a nice person. Well, he turned out to be tough as fucking nails. Not many people pass up on that deal. Not many. It first became, they had two sons, and when they were kids I used to visit them. They lived with the mirror poles. They were still little kids. Then the younger of the two boys came here one day, quite a few years ago. He said, Abe, I got to get close to the truth as I can, and there's some people I'm talking to that can help me. You're one of them. Do you think my parents are guilty of blah, 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 blah? And I said, no. Well, do you think they were guilty of anything? I said, yes. I'll tell you what, and I would have gladly have helped them if I could. Well, his daughter, who made the film, went on to investigate it further, you know. Oh, you saw the film. No question in my mind that they behaved admirably. If I were in that bind, I wish I could. I'm not sure. That's something you never know, you know. I used to have nightmares being captured by Nazis and being tortured to give the names of my cell. And I always woke up just before I found out. I wake up in a lather. God used to just hear me just running away. And I never found out whether I squealed or not. I do know I would not like to, but nobody. Some guys are pretty strong people, cracked.